Alright, so I've just took out the oil pressure relief valve. This is another, I've got a few of these knocking around. So first thing I noticed was that the one that's come out has got a considerably stiffer spring in it than the other two. So that would increase the oil pressure, obviously. The other thing is all three of these little pistons have got scores in them, which obviously is not ideal because then they can get stuck. So I'm going to clean this up and then just carefully clamp it in the lathe and then use some wet and dry to try and polish the scores out, just in case that was sticking a little bit and causing my oil pressure issue, just to obviously rule out something that would be a easy fix. Cleaning up the plunger didn't make any difference to the pressure it's running now, so I don't think that's what caused the issue. I was chatting to a chap last night and he said he'd had the same issue. He's running a Saab engine and he said he's had the same issue from having the pickup pipe too close to the bottom of the oil pan. And a guy I was chatting to at Castle Coombe actually said exactly the same thing. He said he'd been chasing his tail trying to solve this problem, and turned out to be that. Oh, the big reveal's coming out by Mr. Bolt. That's all right.
Oh, this big before the other big reveal.
What other big reveal? Oh, Jesus. Oh no, have I ripped my gasket?
Yeah.
Oh, I have ripped it as well, Definitely some sparkly stuff in there. I would say that it looks like bearing material. Yeah, I've got about 5mm clearance underneath the pickup, and I've been recommended to go for like 10 to 15. I've cleaned everything out here and I've raised the pickup. So what I was saying about the oil level is when the engine is, so I set this so that with everything full, with the oil cooler and everything, it takes 5 litres and 5 litres will sit just at the base of this plate. So I was thinking that's going to be a good amount of oil to have sat in there to make sure that the pickup's always got coverage. But the once the engine is running, it drops the level 25mm down into here, which then takes the level below my little inlet slots that I've got here. So potentially the oil wasn't, enough oil wasn't flowing back in. I've just taken off number 2 and I'll show you the bearing in a minute, but the crank looks fine. I think it's number 2 that always goes on these, or number 2 that goes first rather. This one seems a lot nicer. They don't actually look that bad. You can see where they're just starting to pick up on some of them. It's usually one, I think it's usually the number 2 goes the worst, which I think is this one. So I've got a set of standard size bearings. So I'm just gonna fit a set of bearings in there, and obviously I will then run it with an extra 1200ml of oil with the pickup pipe raised up. I'll get some cheap oil just to run it up and try and flush out any of the crap that's in there. But the bearings don't look like they're that chewed up. although there was quite a bit of crap in the bottom of the sump. So I'm just going to whip off the caps on the mains and just check those as well. This is the number 2 one, so this should be the worst, I think. Oh. Oh dear. That's not good. The main journal is way more scored than the... It's weird. Normally the big ends go worse than the mains. There goes my dreams of just sneaking a new set of bearings in there and then giving it another go. So that's 2 engines I've trashed. I don't actually know the exact cause, which is obviously, you know, a worry. It's frustrating because the last car had a Saab engine in it, and I abused the hell out of it, and it was faultless. And then the guy I sold it to abused the hell out of it, and you know, it just seemed to go on and on and on. And obviously with this one, not having the same luck. Pointless me, you know, going any further than looking at this, because all these main bearings are completely trashed, and the big end bearings are not. And now I'm thinking about this front pulley not having the what do you call it, harmonic balancer on it. I've removed the balance shafts and I've removed the harmonic balancer. Could that have trashed my crank bearings? I know on like some V8s and stuff, like if the harmonic balancer fails, it can destroy all the crank bearings. So I am wondering whether that could be an issue. That's the end of that then, for now. 2 track days, 2 major engine failures. Sweet. I've just been having a look around and assessing what I've got parts wise. I've got more than enough bits to build a good engine. I've got a decent crank over there, and what I don't want to do is, you know, go to the effort of putting out all new engine together and then having the same issue again. But I'm hoping that it is either the pickup pipe being too low. I definitely could have had an extra 1.2 litres of oil in there, and I think that would have helped. And I'm not sure about that harmonic balancer. I've spoke to a mate of mine who does loads of stuff with these engines, and he doesn't run one. He didn't think that would be an issue, but I think if I was to build another engine, I would probably run the factory one. If you got any opinions on possible causes or you know, things to try, then I'm all ears. But yeah, I've got bits of these all over the shop. Another block over there, another head there. So more than enough bits to get it back up and running. Just need to find a bit of motivation and a bit of time. she will go again. That's it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.